Hello and welcome to all the men and women of the West. Today on Authortubing or Nanowrimo progress report, I've reached 15,097 letters, or words for Nanowrimo. Now naturally I'm pretty tired. I haven't slept well in the past day or so. And we've had the stressful work of, you might have noticed, ripping out content from one channel in order to ease the flow of the videos in that channel for the algorithm. We're still doing that. We just ripped out all the superhero stuff from the fantasy corner, spread it throughout the Power Rangers, one of my favorite corners, and the sci-fi corner. And the gaming is going to be ripped out soon to be put completely in the gaming corner. So once again, a shout out to Girl Next Gondor and Yoyston from Men of the West, as well as Tolkien Lore Geek from Tolkien Lore, who have all been very supportive and given great advice, as well as shared the odd post here and there, or commented and replied to some of mine. So I'm very grateful to them, as well as the entirety of the writing community over on Twitter, which normally I understand people have bad things to say about Twitter. Some of it is legitimate, I'm just saying. But in this case, I've been met with nothing but kindness and, warmth, as has Dan, primarily from the Tolkien tubing community and writing community, as stated, as well as the fans of those communities, because, they're all great. As for the novel progress, now I've reached the end of chapter 2. I wasn't originally planning to end it on the note I did, but having spoken with a friend and seeing, I think, one comment on one of the other videos, I ended up rethinking some of the ideas and decided, you know what? Maybe I ought to kind of change a few things. And actually imitate a bit of one chapter or two from The Last Unicorn, one of my favorite novels of all times. And having thought about it, a friend suggested, if you're at a crossroads, just do what that novel kind of did, except slightly different. Add your own touches to it. And add a bit of a Tolkien and Tad Williams touch to it, in a way. And I really like the ideas there, and I decided, okay, I'll do it. And I've also added my own touch, of course, because, you're an author, you add your own touch. And I still have to add a bit more lore to chapter 3 that I'm working on now. And the heroes have generally been captured by a group of enchanters who are also slavers. And the idea is that Gwilherm and his allies have to basically try to escape. But there's one of the enchanters who's not so bad. He's wanting to change his business, sort of, so to speak, and wanting to do better. He wants redemption for all the suffering he's caused. So he's going to end up helping the heroes escape, and he's going to become a mentor to Gwilherm, and he's going to assume a bit of a Merlin role, and end up helping in the battle, advising the battle against the dragon Balthorth. And this is going to he's pretty much one of the most important characters that Gwilherm runs into and meets and befriends on this quest. So chapter 3 is going to basically be the journey. Chapter 3 or 4 might be the breakout from the cages, and then I'm going to have chapter 5. I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to do something to lead to the mountain, so to speak, where the dragon is. And then I'm wanting to do I'm probably going to have a rescue chapter, so to speak. And I'm probably then going to stretch out the dragon arc a little. And not in a bad way, I think, but just originally it was going to just be one chapter or maybe 2, but I want it to be about 4 chapters to kind of give a feel for the local community of Estria and how Balthor's presence has been really the bane of the locality and has completely unraveled all the local government, all peace and society and whatnot. And it's up to Gwilherm and his friends to kind of restore order and peace to the region. All the while, Gwilherm is battling with his kind of his family's old blood feud with Morcar, um, one of the local Estrian lords who's overtaken his lands. And Morcar, you'll see what I've got in mind for him. I think he's going to be quite an interesting character. So yeah, I know I ran over time with this episode. I wasn't trying to. It just kind of happens. I do hope you'll like, comment, share this video, and subscribe. But I also want to give another shout out to, once again, Girl Next Gondor, who's been helping out with our fantasy corner page, as well as Yoiston from Men of the West. They're two of the best people you can run into. I'll leave a link in the description to their channels. They're freaking great. Yoiston from Men of the West is, well, pretty much the YouTube or the audio equivalent of the Tolkien wiki. His analysis of the literature, his knowledge, and the breadth of his familiarity with every part of the Tolkien lore is amazing and breathtaking. Girl Next Gondor is just such a sweet, kind person. Pretty much a female Gandalf. To Dan and my Hobbit. We're pretty much Bagginses. And she ended up really helping us out and reminding us that we had to be dukes to get things done. I hope you appreciate that little Middle-earth reference. As for Tolkien Lore Geek, he is probably the most scholarly channel on YouTube. I have seen English professors who just have so much less scholarliness to them. Not to say that I'm not trying to insult those professors. It's just he is the very epitome of an English professor in every positive way. Just his amount of knowledge and his understanding of how to analyze and take apart and put back together the literature and analyze it and understand both the process, the mind behind it, and the literature is amazing. So, yeah, I wonder what if they ever watch this video, what they'd say about and with the literature I'm trying to put together, a bit of a fantasy mix between The Hobbit and Ivanhoe. I really am curious to see what they would think. Heck, I'm curious what you think if you got them. I'm very curious to see what people will say about these story ideas and story beats. Heck, you might even have great ideas and suggestions like I think Amun did in the last video about the direction of my story. Not to say I'll change everything like in on itself to fit with the last advice I've heard, but I will take it into account and go, okay, I gotta consider this or that or whatever that this person thinks of this idea or that idea. And so I do hope, once again, you like, share, comment, and subscribe, but that you also see about maybe subscribing to their pages. I know I should only be marketing the Fantasy Corner and the Author Corner here, but I really do think their channels, everyone could benefit from seeing more of their videos. And I hope that the Fantasy Corner will one day be as large and will be a place where everyone can come together and just geek out about fantasy. So until next time, do take care. And maybe next NaNoWriMo, I'll be able to get Dan to do a one. And we'll see about Dan's first NaNoWriMo. That'll be pretty exciting. So take care. And until next time, I can't wait to see you again, men and women of the West. So take care.